Yeah. Hey guys, how are you? Austin here. I've got a little visit from my buddy Zach. I know really no one's here yet, so let me make sure I got everything right here while we're good. So when you drop in, we got 11 people already. Drop in the chat, guys. Let me know that you guys can hear me. Zach, can you hear me good?
Yeah, sound good, brother. How about me?
Yeah, you're good. Good. Drop in the chat, guys. Let me know you're good. I need to check one thing real quickly.
Drop this in my main chat and Discord too, and let everybody know we're live.
Hey guys, drop in the chat. Let me know you're here. So if you're watching this on the replay, bear with me while we get this taken care of here and make sure everybody can hear me good.
Oh, Bitcoin, man, up 10%.
Bitcoin is crushing it. Yeah, we got people right here. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, I got a few people. There we go. Mike's here. Good stuff. Jam, CD Wit. All right, cool. Asher, all good. All right, cool, guys. So you know what? So Zach and I are working on a lot of things, but we're working on starting to do more live streams. Zach, you've done it what? Yesterday, Monday, Tuesday, today, right?
Yeah. So what my plan is moving forward is Monday through Friday. I'm not going to give an exact time, but it'll be like anywhere from like 9 to 9:15. Start the stream, maybe 9:30 if I'm sleeping in or whatever, and go for about a half hour, 40 minutes. Today we actually went an hour because of course with the Biden stuff coming out, there was a lot to kind of sift through, and didn't have anything else going on around 10:15, so we went about an hour. So yeah, man, morning streams, that's going to become a thing. I think people really enjoy it. And we had a great one this morning, man, just kind of talking about crypto in general, and of course everybody's fired up because the market's back up and running a little bit. So yeah,
let's look at that real quickly. I mean, it's on fire, as you can see, up 7%, 1.9. There it is. Grabbed it. There we go. Bitcoin back in really nice territory. We're going to talk about the reasons for this in a minute, like why we think it's up. But, and just to use Zach, a buddy of mine was telling me, actually it was Sandstorm. He was telling me that we can do a live stream. So you and I need to figure that out. I think we can live stream and send it to both our channels at the exact same time. So
the only thing is that an issue on YouTube's end. That's what I don't know.
I think we ought to do it once or twice and see what we see. And, because I mean, we don't know. So we'll check it out. I mean, all right, well, that's a housekeeping thing for you. So Berto, terrarium video soon. Would love to hear your thoughts. Here are my thoughts. I was late, and Zach and I were late. And we're going to talk about it, but I put money into it. We bought it yesterday, right, Zach? And you bought the night before.
I bought it 2 days ago, late in the evening. It was so freaking crazy because we were looking at that thing for days. Austin and I we've been looking at it. We're like, well, we'll wait for the dip. Yeah. Next day goes, we'll wait for the dip.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll wait for the dip. And
then, never came.
It just never came. Finally, we're on a little bit of a pullback. So, I mean, I think this is a pretty decent entry. I mean, I think the last time I looked, we were at in the 7s here. But, dude, I was in their Twitter space last night. You want to talk about a fun Twitter space? I mean, it was just awesome. People were loving it.
Did they see you and say, "Hey, Zach, come on up to the stage"?
Yeah, they brought me right up, and it was cool because Awesome Austin was there, and I know, shout out to Awesome Austin, shout out to Rodney. Those two guys were on Terrarium in terms of the influencers or YouTubers, whatever you want to call us. They were there first, man, and that's so exciting, and we know that feeling a little bit with Shib, right? And it's an awesome feeling.
Yeah,
it's an awesome feeling. Phantom, Decentraland, we were kind of talking about those early, of course. Saitama, we weren't as early as Jake and the guys with Saitama, but we were early enough. But I was happy for him, man. I was happy for Austin and Rodney because they were talking about that early, and there was a lot of FUD going back and forth. And full disclosure, dude, that whole thing with the wallets and the doctor having 120 wallets, it scared me a little bit. And I said, let me just wait. Let me not get in the pre-sale. Let me see what happens. And shout out to those guys for sticking in there and sticking their neck out, really, because it's a good feeling when it works. And you catch a lot of shit when it doesn't. But shout out to those guys.
No, I agree, and we're good buddies with both those guys, and I think it's one of those things where I think you and I, for those of you guys who are watching, Zach and I and influencers, I don't consider myself an influencer, but a YouTubers in the crypto space, we walk a kind of a tightrope. We have to we want to bring you guys the latest and greatest, but we always we also don't want to cover something that ultimately could be a rug pull or could damage, you guys. And so there is this kind of tightrope. And so, yeah, Terrarium, there's stuff coming from Zach and I respectively, most likely your pop as well. And yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic project. I tell you what got my attention, since we're talking about Terrarium, was one thing. I mean, it's cool what they're doing. It was the one thing so just full disclosure, your pop, Zach, and I talked to RD, who's their head of all their marketing. Great guy, by the way. Talked to him, and I said, RD, I said, what's the factor? What is it that makes it different? And he was like, well, it's this, this, and this. And he said, but what it really is it's, if like you and I, as a holder of a token or tokens that have reflections, where you're getting reflections, then if you have that token, if you bought that token, it's on the Terrarium network when it goes, the platform when it goes live, you're going to get your reflections every day. I'm like, what? I was like, I literally paused and I went, what? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, hold on. And remember what I said, Zach? I was like, wait a minute. I'm going to ask you like I'm 4 years old. I'm going to ask you very clearly, if I'm a project that I'm looking to launch and I have reflections, you're going to do my stuff right, and they do all the taxes right and everything. But B, if I'm a holder, that's what it does. And he's like, yep. I'm like, that's it, game changer. And I wish I would have known this 2 freaking weeks ago. And
100%.
he was laughing. Dude. Remember, Zach? What'd he say? He said, yeah. He said that's kind of been lost in all of the stuff around it. I'm like, well, that to me is your lead story.
Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, what they're building is a centralized exchange, essentially, but it's going beyond your traditional centralized exchange too, right? Like, whereas like Coinbase, you can't necessarily get right into Apollo Inu, for example, or Terrarium, right via Coinbase, the centralized exchange. You got to have the Coinbase wallet to get into DeFi. Well, they're making that all one place, one house, where sure, the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, the Crow coins, your top 100 are there, but also all your DeFi plays are there as well. And I'll tell you what, that is filling a gap. I mean, because what really, stops people from getting in some of these smaller projects, it's they don't know how to use MetaMask necessarily. They're early. They're new to the space, right? It's a hard process to learn, especially for people who are just learning how to use the centralized exchange. Well, now Terrarium is going to migrate that all into one place. And along with what you said about the reflections, that was the other thing that stood out to me. And just thinking, oh shit, that's filling a void that we don't, we haven't filled that gap yet, in the space.
Well, and I mean, honestly, I had almost forgotten what you just said about MetaMask and Trust Wallet and all those things. They're cool as hell, but the learning barrier is, you and I talk about this all the time, Apollo or Saitama or, Shiba Inu back in the day, it is absolutely a barrier to entry. It truly is. Hold on. I got to clip dogs. Hold on.
But yeah, I mean, so, we're going to talk about that a little bit. And, the reason why for these small tokens that centralized exchanges are so important, like, oh, we're getting listed on LBank and Bitmart, it makes it easier. It makes it easier for people to jump in. Whereas Terrarium, maybe getting all those small exchange listings once Terrarium comes out, maybe it's not as important anymore, because if you have Terrarium, you've got all you need. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out.
Yeah. And then to bring that home, it's, again, I think from a why I love this token and love this project is exactly what you just said. It will become the de facto, we got to go get listed on Terrarium, if we're a brand new project that's been vetted and, we're good and all those things as a baseline. But yeah, I mean, it's
also just real quick. I mean, because I know a lot of people are probably thinking this, like, oh, like, when is this thing coming out? Yeah. Not a hard deadline yet, but in talking to JD, app comes out roughly in about 6 months.
Yeah,
roughly in 6 months. So
yeah,
we're a ways away from that product coming out. But man, I mean, it's the hype around it already is just insane.
Yeah, and I love their marketing plan. Like, I mean, I love what they're doing related. Let me pull up their Dex tools. I've got it right here. Yeah, I mean, I love what they're, their go forward strategy is, they're going to go forward and get exchanges themselves. Obviously they got like 5 or 6 coming, and I love their marketing plan. They're like, we're not even going to talk about it. It's just going to show up.
Yep.
I mean, when RD said that to us, like, if we get listed on Coinbase, they're not talking about that. They don't. Austin said they're getting lit. It's not what I said. I said if they get listed on Coinbase as an example, he said they're not even going to go out and talk about it. It's just going to be like, boom, here it is. And they're going to let Coinbase announce it as an example.
Yeah. And I will add this, dude. I mean, as you and I know, and I think a lot of people have come to know in the space, maybe if you don't, I mean, here's how it works. I mean, generally with these exchanges, usually it's just, it's dollar signs. It's a fee. It's, hey, you pay us this. Now, sometimes there are other parameters as well. Like, hey, you've got to have X amount of volume over a 3-week span, or, maybe it's, you got to have X amount of holders, combination of those two things. So, dude, I mean, they're crossing all those milestones within 2 weeks of their launch. I mean, their freaking market cap is enormous. Their holder growth has been tremendous. I mean, so
yeah,
to say that they can like get on a top exchange relatively soon, I don't think is that far fetched. We don't know what 5 exchanges are coming per se, but we heard a lot are coming. So
look at what's going on here. Look at this. Like when I dropped in, this was doing it to me yesterday, Zach. When it dropped in, it showed $800 and something million market cap.
I know, dude. I talked about this. I know, and it cuts it in half almost. I saw this morning. Okay. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know if it's a glitch.
Yeah. Okay.
If somebody knows, I'd love to know, because I mentioned that to Sandstorm. I hopped on with him for a few minutes yesterday, and I mentioned the same thing. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah. So I want to talk about this real quick. I got a couple of, I see your super chats, Muhammad and Abe of Spades. I'll hit you in just a minute.
Abe of Spades, man, he has been firing super chats for Bobatama. Shout out to Abe.
Yeah, I know. And we'll talk about it. I want to talk about this because you and I bought, we bought, we were talking about Terrarium the other day, and you were buying it, or I was buying it when we were online, and you said, man, gas fees were low. And I've seen that too. Gas fees have been lower. Drop in the chat, guys. Let me know. Are you guys seeing kind of lower? It seems like this week gas fees have been really nice.
I had a couple transactions yesterday, dude. It was like $8.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah, man. Here you go, Muhammad. Thanks for the super chat. You should check out Asuna token. It has such high potential and low market cap with new P2E game releasing soon. Yeah, hey, we'll write that down and maybe get one of our peeps to look at it. Asuna. There you go. Wrote it down. So thanks, Muhammad, for that. All right. Noted. Okay, cool. And you said Abe Spades. Let me see. Oh, here we go. So yeah, Zach, please pull that Bobatama up. It's pumping hard. What's up?
I pulled it up for him earlier.
Right,
dude, that chart looks pretty damn bullish. I gotta tell you.
What we got here.
It's only been out for maybe a week, maybe a little less.
Let's see what we got here. Boba.
Yeah, just BOBA. Yeah.
Let me do the one.
Oh shit! It dropped to 0, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh yeah. That's looks pretty good. Let's go to the hour. 1 hour.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's moving. Yeah. So $10 million market cap, 1,200 holders. Let's pull up the website. Open link. Here we go. Is the website. Bringing you the first ever EVM compatible multi-chain ghost wallet. Pretty cool. All right, cool. Yeah, and didn't you just got off the phone, right, Zach, with some of the nope, that was a different project. But you're in the process of we're in the process of talking to some Bobatama people. Yep.
Yeah. We are. We've already kind of opened the discussion up, and I was talking to people this morning on my live, just saying that we've got our group of auditors looking at it. Moonshot has taken a look at it. There was a little concerning thing that he came across, and we're still moving through that. I don't want to say one thing or another and FUD the project or what. I'm just saying there's always a lot going on when we look into these projects. We don't just come on and throw it out there. I mean, there is a process. And so, but dude, from a chart perspective, holy shit, bullish.
Yeah. And that thing that he mentioned wasn't anything huge. It was just something about some, I think, wallet configurations or something like that. So,
right.
Yeah. But
that's way over my head.
Yeah. But to give y'all some good point, I mean, again, that goes back earlier to that tightrope that you and I and all of us, guys walk, is that, we want to bring you these projects as soon as we can, but we also have to be, frankly, diligent and protect you guys as much as we can. All right. Well, let's talk about the lead story that we actually didn't even get to yet here, man. Zach, is that we got the lead story of, up 7.9%. I mean, Bitcoin crushing it. I mean, shit, I can't remember. When was the last time we saw Bitcoin up 10.7 in a day? I mean, I can't remember,
Well, yeah,
So
it's kind of interesting because we had that, I think it was March 1st. We had that like pump, right? And I think Bitcoin actually got to 45K, but it was over a couple of days stretch.
Somebody's
Sorry
calling
about that.
Zach. Somebody's
Yeah,
calling
sorry
Zach.
about that. So basically we had that pump, and myself and a lot of others were like, oh my gosh, are these sanctions coming down on Russia kind of forcing people in Russia's hands to buy Bitcoin? And it was a good kind of argument, I think, at first. But then we later found out, and I was talking about this a couple of days ago, that no, it was not that necessarily. While some people in Russia might be doing that, or Ukraine, it's really not the full story. What happened was people were shorting Bitcoin in the month of February, and it didn't drop as low as they thought it would drop. Therefore, they were forced to buy back shares. That's why we saw that kind of artificial pump. It got back up, and then it dropped right back down to whatever, 36, 37K. And we're like, what the hell, man? What happened there? Well, that's what happened. Now, this pump here, I think this is real. I can't find anything else like, that kind of story in terms of what happened. This, I think, is based on what came out from Biden's report. And there was a particular line in there talking, Janet Yellen, head of Treasury, was talking about basically, hey, we want the United States to be the place for innovation. We just want to make sure we're doing it right, protecting people along the way. And I think that little blurb, at least from what I've kind of gathered, is saying, hey, that's a bullish sign. Okay, we knew that this wasn't going to be a drop the hammer event. It was going to be, hey, let's get everybody together. Let's talk for 4 to 6 months. But Janet Yellen's saying, hey, we want innovation to happen here in the United States with crypto. I think that particular blurb, man, is a reason why we've seen this influx of money coming in.
I agree. And so what are some of you guys? So here, what we do this, I'll drop this in the chat. Anybody wants to read this later, they can. So there's a link to this article. I just dropped it in the chat so you guys can check it out. But this is, I got to give Zach credit. He showed this to me right before we went on. This is like a fact sheet of everything that, the President Biden, the White House, they're wanting to do as far as this executive order on ensuring, basically on crypto, right? And I think this document does a really good job of kind of minimizing the FUD out there, the FUD that people have in their own minds, or they got this, or whatever it is. So yeah, I mean, if you want, click on the link, pull it up, watch it later, or excuse me, rather read it later. But I mean, I thought this was pretty cool. I mean, we do need help, right? We need help that anything we can do to protect consumers, investors, and business. And really this guy right here, I mean, these two right here, anything we can do to protect people, I think is a good thing. There needs to be protection in crypto. It needs to happen. Protect against rug pulls. I mean, we all try to do our own as much as we can with, like Zach and I, we won't bring you a project unless it's been verified by TARP and all these other things. But at the end of the day, we need some teeth behind that, So, if you are going to go out and you're going to do a rug, you should be held accountable in one form or fashion. So I thought this was a really good document in that. Anything else you want to add, Zach, about beyond the Yellen comments?
Yeah.
Awesome as well.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. So some of the things I was talking about this morning and what I've been talking about for a while is, and I think I want to speak to both sides of the aisle here, because I think you have some people saying, hell no, regulation in no shape, way, or form is good for crypto. What are you talking about? It goes against everything crypto stands for, and it's decentralization, and it's anti-government, and it's this whole movement. I hear you. I understand that. But here's where we are, in my opinion. Crypto has grown so much and still has so much room to grow. But in 2020 and 2021, this has become way more mainstream than it's ever been. So it basically, in my eyes, has got to the point where the U.S. government can no longer just push it to the side as like this underground little place where people buy their Bitcoin. It's becoming a threat.
Yeah.
And because it's becoming a threat, they want to utilize it into the current infrastructure. So from that perspective, here's where the good comes in. And I want your opinion on this too. I truly believe, Austin, and honestly, I'm not calling you old here. I want to make this point. I think a lot of people your age, you're an anomaly. You're an anomaly, meaning people in their 50s and 60s who have been successful, who are pretty well off, that are constantly investing into the markets. Most of them are not into Bitcoin. Most of them are not into crypto. Why? Because there's no regulatory framework. However,
and they don't understand it. They don't understand it because I've had probably no less than a dozen friends, people who now know I'm doing this whole crypto thing, right?
Like, what are you doing? What is this? Yeah,
what is this? And they're like, and it's literally like, well, what is Bitcoin? What is Ethereum? What is this market? How do you do it? And there's a tremendous amount of, they just simply don't know a darn thing about it. And those are people that are my age. I agree.
All of a sudden, when there's a regulatory framework in place, these guys who are well off, guys and gals who've done well, and all of a sudden they might say, hey, you know what? I'll throw 3% of my portfolio into Bitcoin. Hey, I'll throw 3% of my portfolio into Ethereum. Then all of a sudden, those people's CPAs are like, hey, there's a regulatory framework here. It's not as risky as it once was. All of a sudden, we've got a huge influx of new money coming into crypto, not to mention the people who are younger than I am. I'm 32. They're coming into investing. Where are they going? They're going to crypto. They're going to NFTs. You were talking about your son, who's a teenager. He's into NFTs right now. That's already happening. The younger generations are already heading here. But if we can get some of this old money to come back over here, I mean, that's where I think we're going to go to the next level. That's where Bitcoin hits 100,000, in my opinion. I mean, that's where regulation is good. Some regulation is good.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, it's going to happen whether you like it or you don't. I mean, whether, oh my God, Austin said it's going to happen. I mean, guys, it is what it is. I mean, there has to be it. But I think I want to add on to what you just said. I mean, I think that the other adoption component you have for crypto really going mainstream is that when the US government puts a framework around it, it does what? It will finally open the door in some context for the financial institutions, the Charles Schwabs, the Fidelities, and the slew of other, money management out there, because they are chomping at the bit to be in this space. They can't really get here yet. And once that happens, then yes, the floodgates open. And now you have, that person who's got X amount of dollars over at Fidelity, and his Fidelity rep says, hey, by the way, let's go talk about this Bitcoin and this thing. And then now you start to see that'll flow. I mean, that's, to me, the big major floodgates is the stamp of approval of, the traditional finance organizations that are out there established to start promoting and pushing. And they will push it because they will create financial products, if you will, around crypto to sell to their people that are going to ultimately propel crypto in all facets. I'm talking about from the top to the bottom.
100%. Dude, I agree 100%. I mean, and so yeah, I agree. I mean, as long as it's not some crazy regulation where it's like everything's banned, which I just don't think the United States is going in that direction. They really never move that way. I think there's just going to be parameters in place. Maybe more taxes are coming our way, which, I mean, okay. But I think you're seeing it in the market and how it's reacting right now. I think they too believe that this isn't that big of a deal. This could be good.
I think ultimately. And so, so to bounce back over to, the market and kind of what is transpiring, I think you've got a couple of other things, and I'll comment and want your input. So I was watching, the overall kind of state of the union with stocks, and that's really not my point. Is not the stock market, but you've got a situation where, the Dow's up 691, NASDAQ up 383. These are massive movements up. Mm-hmm. You've also got a situation playing out where, Putin was effectively trying to hold the Eastern Europe or Europe hostage if, hey, the West, i.e. us, do ban Russian oil, then we're going to basically, mess with you, Europe. And Europe came out, I don't know if you saw this, Europe came out and basically said, hey, you know what? We have enough oil, enough natural gas to get us through the winter. They're only buying about 8% of their overall production is 8% is what mm-hmm. they're buying. They're 8% of what they need over there. My point to you is, I think that was the other kind of final nail. I think everybody was kind of holding their breath about what is U.S. going to do about banning Russian oil. That's happened. We're now officially doing it. And then you had, are the European countries going to be okay? They are. I think that's what you're seeing right here with the Dow and the NASDAQ. I mean, gas is going to go up, oil is going to go up. We all know that, et cetera. I want your opinion on that in a minute. But that's kind of I think the other piece is that's why the markets are rallying, and that's why crypto is rallying as well. What's your opinion there?
Yeah, I agree. And just a heads up, I got to run here in like a minute or two.
Yep.
I got to meet my friend for lunch. I'm going to walk over and meet him. But no, I agree with you 100%. And it's interesting. And I think I want to open this up a little bit because this is something we've been seeing in 2022 where crypto is following traditional markets really closely, unlike any other year. Now, whether that's because of the macroeconomic factors and the geopolitical things happening, we'll come to find out, I guess. But, there's always been this narrative that Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation.
Right.
We'll see if that. So I'm kind of like torn. Like, where are we in that? Like, is it still this hedge against inflation where it goes against the grain, or is it becoming more like the traditional asset class and following it more closely? Or are we just not there yet?
I know you got to go, but I mean, I'll end on this note for you. I think that again, it goes back to that coupling. I think there is a coupling scenario. I think every now and then it'll decouple. There has been times where, I mean, just 2 days ago, the Dow was down 700 and crypto was up 2%, whatever. But my point is that I think that, yes, again, and oh, by the way, as regulation comes into play around crypto and as mainstream institutional organizations start to sell crypto, I think you will start to see them even more in lockstep. And I also believe, I don't really think I think that's part of that, are we in a crypto winter and those things, are crypto winter is going to happen. I think that the narrative around crypto is changing. It's gotten bigger. It's not the same crypto that it was 3 years ago. So I don't think that it's truly a safe haven anymore, or, if, all those I think all of those old line things we used to say about crypto are evolving and they're changing. And, that's what I think. I know what's your opinion before you got to bounce.
No, I think you're right, dude. And I think this whole influx of growth in 2020, 2021 is really murky the waters in terms of like the old narratives, right? I mean, even the crypto winters, right? Even that narrative has kind of been shook a little bit, right? The narrative of it being an inflation hedge has been shook. So I think this is kind of like that phase of growing pains. I kind of go back and I know you lived this, but like when the internet and that whole era became prominent, nobody really knew how it was going to shake and impact the world. Everybody had their opinions and ideas, but that narrative shifted and changed a lot in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I'll give you a real quick anecdote before you got to go. So I started my first .com in 2000 selling automotive parts and selling trailer hitches and all this. And I was the guy, when I started that with my dad, I was the guy that my whole deal was going out and finding new products to sell, right? And I vividly remember just day after day after day of like calling companies and saying, hey, we are a .com only. Number one, they're like, well, what? You don't have a brick and mortar? We don't even want to talk to you, number one. And number two, there was so much ignorance on their part. And secondly, a resistance of, I don't want to deal with you because you're only a .com. And some of those companies went out of business because they didn't adapt. But to your point, there was that period of, that's new. I don't want anything to do with that. And I think that it's different, but it's the same. I think that crypto is in this, we're baby steps here. We're still way, way, way new and way, way, way early. And yeah, I think it's kind of a similar deal. I think it's evolving and, and it's going to grow. It's basically got to grow up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I think we're in the right place. I think we're all early. I mean, I'll end it with that. But dude, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for having me on, and see you, everybody.
Thanks for coming by, Jack. See you.
Yep. I'll give you a shout a little bit later too. See you.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So we got some people. Apollo News hitting hard again. Let's take a look at that. So drop in the chat, guys. I'm going to be here with you by another 15, 30 minutes, give or take. Again, kind of want to start doing these, doing these with you. And let's real quickly look at what's going on with Apollo. You guys all know I'm a fan here of Apollo. Apollo. Come on, give me. There it is. Let's see how we're looking here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Apollo's running. Looks good. Definitely. We're up 10%. Yeah. It's a good day. I think again, market cap 195 million. I think again on Apollo, We're still early on Apollo. You know, you're only at about 4,000. The Dow, you know, their whole project's not even out yet. It's coming. In fact, let's go check that real quickly. Oh, hey, by the way, Rich Rabbit Club. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but let's go check Apollo, see if they've got anything new on their Twitter feed. Matt Johnson, guy who started it. Okay, yeah, LBank, 25 minutes. LBank Exchange listing. So it looks like we're up and running on LBank. So that's cool. That's literally 25 minutes ago that tweet went live. So yesterday they were doing deposits. So we're looking good there. So yeah, so it looks like the listing is live on LBank for Apollo. So that's another exchange coming in that could be definitely kind of going and contributing to this this little bit of a pump scenario we got here. But I think this is just kind of a reaction. You guys know I watch Apollo every day. I'm heavily invested in it, and I think it's going to continue to roll up. I think it's benefiting from the overall lift in the market and an overall market sentiment there. So there you go. Cool. All right. So let me see if I got anything else going on here on the comments. Yeah, thank you, Foxy. I appreciate it. Yep. Let's see what else we got going on. So there's another one for Asuna. Hey, is having their second live AMA soon. Their devs or docs. You should research. Yep. All right, I wrote that one down. Hey, Foxy, can you do me a favor? I know you're listening. Foxy, can you check out Asuna? And let's see what we got there going on. Okay, cool. Let's basically take a step back here real quickly and look at kind of overall market conditions like we talked about. Bitcoin, Ethereum doing their thing. Shiba Inu obviously is a big one with my audience. It's looking nice. It's bouncing up, a nice little bounce up there. Why is it not? Oh, well, it's not letting me click on it, but you get my point. Shib's doing some good stuff. CoinGecko's been giving me fits lately. So it's looking good there. Shib Toro is doing well. Hey, let me talk to you guys real quickly. If you haven't already done this, down in the description below, I got to start talking about this more. Rich Rabbit Club. This is an NFT drop coming from myself and Zach. And if we're going to do some different stuff around this, the utility around this is going to be all kind of motivational, success driven. We're going to do some really cool. If you're a Rich Rabbit Club holder when the NFTs drop, then Zach and I are both going to be involved in the community on the back end for RRC holders. We're going to have monthly webinars. We're going to do some really cool stuff. Our goal is with this community, the utility, our goal is going to be to empower people to be more successful and just kind of help you guys share our own success stories and things we've done. Frankly, our failures too, because not everything has been a success. But if you haven't already done so, there's a link in the description below to go over here to the Twitter page and follow the Twitter page. Right now, we are building the whitelist. So on the Twitter page, we open it up every now and then to get access to the Discord, the Rich Rabbit Discord. And once you're in there, you can go through the process of getting on our whitelist if you're interested in that. Now, there is a shortcut, and the shortcut is that if you want to have guaranteed whitelist access, you can become a patron of myself or Zach. That gives you automatic whitelist access, and you can see it's $20 a month. So if you're interested in that, if you're really interested in becoming and wanting to get involved in the RRC, the Rich Rabbit Club, then check that out. Okay. All right. So there you go. And by the way, links to my Discord, links to my Patreon below, links to Rich Rabbit Club below as well. All right, cool. All right. What do we got here? Oh, there we go. George, thanks for the super chat. Huge fan of Volt. I own Volt, and more Volt videos coming. I am majorly impressed with what Volt has got going on. They're doing some cool stuff. Great team behind them, and they're really doing some cool stuff. So let's look at the chart real quickly. Chart, I think, chart looks pretty decent. We got a nice. What I like about this Volt chart is that we're kind of gradually, consistently going up, and it's looking really, really good kind of over time. It's got a nice build of support consensus, looking really good there. I mean, a good market cap, really good, liquidity pool around that. Again, holders growing really nicely. Big fan of the Volt team and the project. So that's pretty cool. All right. So let me see what else I got. All right, I'm good on comments. Okay, cool. Let me check out real quick. again, a couple of things I want to look at. Ethereum's getting a nice bounce as well. We got to get Ethereum back up over 3,000. I think we get Ethereum up over 3,000. I think we really will start to really pick up some momentum. So keep your eye on Ethereum. If we can get Ethereum to just pick up another $250 as far as the price movement to jump it over 3,000. And the next major line, I think, with Bitcoin is that, that 43,000. And then if it busts through 43,000 with some pretty strong momentum, 45 is that next level. All right. But a short-term resistance number is really 42.6. So keep your eye on Bitcoin as it's rolling along today and into tomorrow. If it gets to that 42.6, the next short-term one is 43. And then after that, it's really that $45,000 mark as far as kind of those resistance levels to kind of watch and keep a look on. So, but overall, I mean, it's just a nice day to kind of, be in crypto and to basically be celebrating. I'm definitely celebrating today. I've got a lot of cool projects coming out. There's some really good stuff that I'm seeing coming from the overall community. I love to see kind of the community really seems to be changing a little bit. You got a really strong sense of consensus, like when new projects are coming, like if somebody approaches me and wants to do like a promotional deal, usually now they've already gone through maybe even a CERTIC audit, or they were in the process of getting CERTIC audit. They KYC'd, they're talking to TARP, they've got TARP verification, those kind of things. So I love that it feels like we're starting to see more from the ground up projects that are doing a better job of really trying to get kind of these checks in the box of a certification to try to ensure that, hey, when we do go live, we're really here, we're a good project. We want to protect our investors and things of that nature. So really pretty cool. All right. Let me show you. So yeah, what about Xenu and Shinja? Still real bullish on Zombie Anu. I love what they're doing. Price action's been a little flat as of recent, but I think Zombie Anu is going to be a really good one. Shinja is one that I have bought into. I still hold, and I know they're out there doing their thing, still out there, building and promoting. Dojo Swap's coming. That's a cool utility that they've got coming out. There's some projects that I know of that are working to get listed on Dojo Swap as well. So I think they're doing some good stuff. ShibToro to the moon, man. ShibToro is everywhere right now. Everybody is loving and digging the ShibToro stuff. Yeah, it's all in the comments. So I think you're asking, where do I think SHIB is going? Definitely think that Shiba Inu is going to continue to roll along like it is right here, right now. It's up it's like right here. It's up 5.2%. I think that we've got to get Shiba Inu past this 2.5 level. And then after that's really like a 2.8 level. Those are your next levels of resistance, and moving forward from there. We've got to get a long-term sustained kind of rally in the overall market for Shiba Inu to have to really do much in the short term and kind of, in the next week or two, because it's absolutely reacting, because there's not any specific Shiba Inu catalyst right here, right now. Yeah, I forgot to turn my lights on. Hold on, let me do this. There we go. Got to get my LEDs. I just went live without getting my lights on. So, now you can see me. Hey, there you are, Austin. So yeah, I think that Shiba Inu we'll see, but there's not a specific catalyst coming out right now. Like, there's this new thing that we're waiting on from Shiba Inu devs and things of that nature. Also, on a side note, I am working on and going to do an AMA within the next week or so with Stephen Cooper, who's the head of Bigger Entertainment, to talk about burns and talk about everything he's singing. So just FYI, that's coming as well. Okay. So yeah, just FYI. Hey, by the way, if we haven't already done so, hit the like button if you would. I would appreciate it. So please smash that like button. We've got about 200 plus people here live. If you guys would do me a favor, smash that like button. I would appreciate it. Let's try to get to 150 likes if we can. Okay. Let me see. Let me look what else we got going on here. Got a lot of comments. Hold on just a minute. Yeah, there you go. Mood lighting. I got it. There we go. It's in. There we go. It's on. The mood lighting is on. Plant DAO, still definitely a fan, and I own this one. I'm a fan for the personal reasons I talked about. My dad's one of his big thing was trees and the deforestation and trying to reverse that. So I'm a fan of that. Plus, it's from the Yasha crew, and I like those guys. Yeah, man, tell you what, Shib Toro just continues to be in the comments quite a bit. All right. So let's continue on here, guys. I'm gonna roll with you for about another 15, 20 minutes. I like to keep these a little bit, maybe in 45 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna start doing daily live streams. The only issue with that is next week is spring break for me. I'm going on vacation with my wife, my son. So there you go. Oh, here we go. Sam, is Saitama dead already? No, I don't think it's dead. I think it's in that place of, Saita mask and everything going on around it. I am still a holder. I have said this in videos. I'm still definitely, I'm still there. Just kind of watching and seeing how it all plays out. But no, I don't think Saitama is dead. And I think, the internet has a very short memory. Crypto has a very short memory. And what I mean by that, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just one of those things that I think that if it comes out and everything, everything does well, then, the market will put it behind us. So Naveed, I did not ignore your comment. I see you said Doge GF will be the next big thing. There you go. For those of you guys looking, write that down. Naveed, I hope I'm saying your name right, said that will be the next big thing. So check that out. And he said, because he said, you totally ignored my comment. I didn't, I promise. I just can't get to every single comment. So thanks for commenting, Naveed. So Foxy, Yasha got anything new coming out? Scientific DAO is still coming, Angela. Foxy, there you go. Ooh, I just outed your real name. There you go. I know you're laughing at me. Yeah, they've got the scientific DAOs coming. All right. So, they did the world peace token. They did that. And yeah, so we'll see how that all plays out. Let's see. Hold on right here. Callie, are you still bullish on Dream? Yes, I still own Dream. I think that Dream is trying to do some very innovative stuff. And, I think that what they're doing is some cool. There's some new stuff coming. I'm going to be doing a video with them, or there's some stuff coming in the near future from me for them. It's a really good project, and I love what they're trying to do. So yeah, there you go. Hey, Glenn, glad to see you're here, man. Love RC, your Discord setup. Thanks. Hey, Glenn, check the messages in Patreon. I sent you a message over on Patreon, so check that out. I want to have a conversation with you. So cool on that. All right. Joe, everything moves along with Bitcoin. Yep, I agree 1,000,000%. Marshall, what is the deal with Saitama? Marshall, I just talked about the deal with Saitama. So there you go. The way you get, we're built basically, Rich Rabbit Club's not out yet. Again, for those of you guys like, what the hell is Rich Rabbit Club? This is the NFT drop that's coming from myself and Zach. The way you do that is there's a link in the description below to this page you see on the screen, where you can follow this page. So you need to follow this Twitter page. And then we right here, like for example, you can get in right here, get into the Discord. We open and close the Discord at times, so you have to be following it. The Discord's not always open. It's a gated Discord to get into there. And then you can get into the whitelist and all that kind of stuff for Rich Rabbit. It is entirely possible, just FYI, that if you care about this, if you're hardcore into NFTs and you want to pick up an RRC, that we are going to sell completely out to our whitelist. Okay. So there very well may not be a public offering of RRC. So if you want one of these, you got to get on the whitelist, and because we very, very, very well may sell out to the whitelist. And we're doing some cool stuff. It's not just going to be a drop and we forget about it. We're going to do a lot of cool utility where we're going to be doing some collaborative stuff with the holders of RRCs and working with you guys to help you more successful and doing webinars and things like that. So there we go. Cool. Foxy Doge girlfriend. There you go. So that's what Doge GF is. There you go. So thanks, Naveed, for chiming in. Appreciate it, man. So let's see, man. I'll tell you what, Shib Toro blowing us up. Shib Toro is the hot one right now, and I don't mean that in like a short term. It's crushing it. What was this? If you're a fan of Saitama and Shinja, take a look at Saitanobi. There you go. Yep, that's cool. Giving Saitanobi a shout out. Thanks, Miles, for that. Nathan, I bought a super chat. Can you scroll up, please? Sorry about that, Nathan. Let me find you here, man. Sorry about that. It was probably when I was talking out at length here. Where are we at? Bear with me, Nathan. I'm going all the way up to find your super chat. There's George. Let's see. Nathan, I can't find it. Hold on. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. So there you go, Nathan. Thank you for that. Shiptora loves you both, Zach and Austin. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, cool. Thank you. That didn't come out right. Chart looks about to blow up. Consolidation momentum before takeoff, just like Shinja early days. So let me pull up real quickly the Shibtoro chart. All right, let's look at this. Now I've got it on a 1 hour chart, but you can kind of see on the 1 hour. Yeah, I mean, Nathan, you're right. So like right here, you've got this really since about what we got here. Yeah, actually, so since about February, here's your high end right here, kind of February 2.2. So you got a high in the 173. Kind of your support line is really in this 7114 range. So yeah, you've got a really nice support channel here, consolidated channel that's really been going on for about 17 days. So yeah, you've got a really nice consolidation support channel. Thanks for pointing that out, Nathan. I hadn't looked at it to that extent, but you're absolutely 1,000,000% correct. So really nice looking, healthy chart from a consolidation support standpoint. Just like you said, just like Shinja early days. So thanks for that, man. Appreciate it. All right. Thanks, Nathan. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for pointing that out. And I apologize for overseeing it. So, okay. Yeah, cool. Syed, I hope I'm saying your name right. You should also be doing burning project. I am working on that. In fact, that's part of my conversation with Stephen Cooper. I consider him to be really kind of a really great resource and a master at, these burn initiatives and things like that. So yeah, we're going to be talking with him about, some burn stuff we might be able to do. Do you follow XRP? Any news on the court case? So there was a deal earlier. Let me pull this up. I'm going to show you this because yes, I do follow XRP, do occasional videos on them. By the way, I use this site all the time. It's cryptonews.net. Okay. And it's a really good news aggregator for crypto. And you can look right here and it's like, you can come in, type in XRP, and you'll find basically all of the, sometimes takes a while to load. So all of the XRP, like for example, this is, across 7 or 8 plus different news sources like Crypto Potato, Daily Hodl, etc. It basically, brings in that any content about that subject. But I saw this earlier, Paul. I haven't had a chance to read it, but it says XRP lawsuit, Ripple's upcoming court decisions might be revealed as soon as end of March. So if you want, Paul, or whoever else is interested, go over to cryptonews.net and just type in XRP. And here's that article right here. I still think it's going to kind of continue to roll, but there could be some court decisions coming down in the very near future related to Ripple XRP. So that's this kind of really what I know right this second. I haven't read this article yet. I was going to read it here in a little bit. All right, guys. So with that said, guys, I'm going to give you a 12-minute call. Because I want to keep this where we're coming up on an hour. You guys can do me a favor, hit that like button, smash the like button if you would. Get me to 150 likes. I would appreciate it. All right, cool. Let's see. Rob Digital, thanks for being a member. Dogelon Mars. All right, so Dogelon Mars, that's a funny one. I'm a fan in the context that they've done some amazing things without a lot of utility, been listed on exchanges, things like that. And yeah, it's one of those things where I do like Dogelon, but I'm always kind of scratching my head without utility, because usually that's the first thing I look at is utility around it. So yeah, I do not. Full disclosure, I do not own any Dogelon Mars, but they have a massive community and a massive amount of holders. It's really cool to kind of see their project and see kind of what they've got going on. And I'd love to see something come out from them from a utility standpoint, but the market doesn't seem, for whatever reason, with Dogelon, the market really doesn't seem to care. So there you go. All right. Shiba Army Greece, I talked about Shinja. So they got some cool stuff coming with Dojo Swap and stuff like that. So there you go. Thanks, Foxy, for good consolidation. Yep, that you're talking about on the Shib Toro. That looks good. Here we go. Adam, so thanks for the super chat. Cardano, Shiba Inu, what's your opinion? So I'm hoping that you're not asking me to choose. Cardano, I am a long-term man. I mean, I'm a big, long-term fan of Cardano. I think that Cardano is a great multi-year hold. I mean, I've used this analogy a lot of times. I think that Cardano, in the context of, I love to own the foundation of the house, which is why I love owning Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, Phantom, etc. And I like Cardano for the exact same reason. I love the, Cardano and Charles Hoskinson. He's a great face out there for it. He's out there vocalizing and talking about Cardano. He has his own YouTube channel. That's really cool. And so, yeah, I think that Cardano is a really good one long term. Shiba Inu, I'm on record. I do, Shiba Inu videos every day. You guys know that. And Shib is one of those that I'm a huge fan of long term for many reasons. So you're asking me, not investing advice. I own both of them. I love both of them. So there you go. There you go. Scott, Shiba keep going up and down. Yep, it sure does. It goes up and down in the context of what's going on in the overall market. So when the market's up, Shiba's up. When the market's down, Shiba's down. Outside of any of its own catalysts right here, right now, it's going to continue. It's going to continue to do that. So Callie, have you ever thought about your own token possibly partnering with Zach? So it's a good question. The answer is no. I don't really ever envision myself wanting to come out with my own token. It's just not something that's on my bucket list of things to do. It's a good question, Callie. I appreciate the question. And there's been some bad precedents set with other, there was a YouTube creator, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, that he did his own token. It ended up being a rug pull, things of that nature. And I'll tell you this, I'm busy doing everything else I'm doing. I physically don't have the time and the bandwidth to come out with my own token. Never say never, but it's definitely not on my radar right here, right now. And if I did do it, I wouldn't just want it to be like the Austin Zach token or the Zach Austin token or the ZA or AZ token or whatever name you want to put on it. I'd want it to do something. I'd want there to be some utility around it. I'd want it to be something cool, and honestly, sitting in this seat right here, right now, I can't tell you what that utility would be if I was even going to do it. Right. And so that's kind of why Zach and I, one reason we did Rich Rabbit is we're like, hey, we want to do an NFT drop, but we wanted to do it different. And we wanted to do it and put some different utility around it. And so one of the things that we saw out in the market was there really hadn't been anybody who had done an NFT drop. And then the utility around it was kind of motivation and success. And how can we help RRC members who are holders of RRC NFTs? How can we add value to them? How can we help them be more successful? And how can we, help them to navigate the waters of starting a business or whatever it may be? And so that's kind of our utility. That's our utility around RRC is that. Okay. So again, you see my point. We wanted to do something different, something unique, something that we hadn't really seen at all out there. But I appreciate the question, Callie. I didn't realize I wasn't showing my screen. I was actually just showing the Rich Rabbit Club Twitter page and I was talking to it. But anyway, that's why we're doing Rich Rabbit the way we're doing it, right? And this is what for those of you guys who are wondering what I'm talking about the Rich Rabbit Club. That's it. And there's a link in the description below, by the way. That's why we're doing this NFT, launch differently. All right. So thanks for the question, Callie. Appreciate you. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for being here. What's the price target for Sheba by the end of this year? Man, that is a tough one to say, because you got to realize, again, we've got this context of all of this backdrop of Russia, Ukraine war, regulation with the government, what's going to happen, not going to happen. You got all this stuff going on, and it's really, really heart right here, right now. I would say that if Shiba Inu can get back to its all-time high, which I believe was an 8 right here, right now, we're in the 2. I would consider that to be amazing. If we could get back to our previous all-time high that we set in October of 2021. Remember in October, we ran up 1,005%. I would be very, very happy with that. Okay. But if we could get back to so if we get like to a 5, I'm kind of hedging my bets here a little bit, 5 to an 8, I'd be happy with that. Here you go. Drew, where's the break the internet news for Shiba Inu? I have no idea. I haven't seen it. It hadn't come out. So unless the break the internet news was like their partnership with John Richmond or somebody like that, I haven't seen anything in that context. So there we go. Here you go, Ryan. Check out the Project Phoenix. I've heard about Phoenix, and so join the TG. So there you go. Jot that down. If you're sitting here and you're like looking for another one, there you go. Project Phoenix might be one. Mike, we need a little icon for pay. I wish there was something I could do for that, Mike. That'd be cool. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, but that would be cool if you could have like a specific icon to let me know. But Mike, I appreciate your support. Naveed, can you do a review on Doge GF? I'll look at it. I'll have, a couple of my mods are here. I'll have one of them look at it and see kind of what the deal is with that. Tectonic's been out there for a little bit. I haven't really looked at it. I don't really know much about Tectonic. With 18,000 plus cryptos, you can't cover all of them, but I keep hearing good things about Tectonic, but I haven't had a chance to look at it. And that's just, full disclosure. Thoughts on Shiryu? Shiryu, I think, I still own Shiryu, by the way, from when I bought it back in the day. And I think it's gotten beat up, obviously, with overall market conditions, right? And I think they're continuing to kind of quietly do their thing. And I want to see what happens as far as, their game and all their other stuff. So yeah, there you go. So what is this? I agree with Peter. I would love to see iTrust in Canada. Oh yeah. So I think what you're talking about there. So what Foxy's talking about is this is a new referral deal that I've just put up. These are the guys that I use. I wish they were in Canada. That would be cool. This is the only one that I know of like this. This is iTrust Capital. There's a link in the description below. Yes, if you do click on it and you go over there and you do sign up, I get a referral fee, just full disclosure. Okay. But this is your IRA retirement account. So if you've been thinking about starting or having an IRA retirement account, oh, by the way, where you can buy and sell crypto, this is it. This is really cool. It's free to sign up, by the way, links in the description below. It's free to sign up. And then once you sign up, and if you fund the account with some money, iTrust gives you $100 because you came in from my referral link. If you've been thinking about it, to me, this is something that everybody should do. You should have an IRA retirement account because, again, it's something that the government says, here you go. You can use effectively pre-tax money and have a retirement account. This is pretty damn cool. All right. So again, let's see what else. So yeah, Moham, I hope I'm saying your name right. Zach said he bought Terra yesterday. Yes, I bought Terra yesterday. I bought 6 Ethereum worth of Terra, and I'm very, and I was watching the Terra chart, and I'm like, when is this thing going to go down? I was kind of waiting to buy the dip, right? And it just kept going up and up and up. So yeah, and videos are coming in the near future. I'm absolutely a huge fan of Terra. I think that they're doing some pretty cool stuff, and we talked about them earlier in the stream. All right, guys, I got about a 5-minute call for you, a 5-minute call, and then I got to bounce and go take care of some stuff. I am going to start doing more live streams. And by the way, if you haven't already done so, guys, hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. If you're new to me and you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 200,000 subscribers, and I've just been kind of stuck in this 195, 16 range for a while because the overall crypto market's been flat. But hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done. And if you like me and you think I'm gonna help you out, then I'd love to have you as a subscriber. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you have not. There you go. So A to Z Inu. Yeah, there you go, Foxy. So she's talking about if I started my own token, and Zach and I did, it could be A to Z, AZ Inu. There you go. AZ Inu. I would not name it an Inu, but nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with Inus, but I would name it something different. All right. All right. Yeah, so let's go. Basically, we're going to wrap up, guys. I really, oh man, I love this. How do you feel about Solana? Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Did I say I love it? Love it. Fantastic project. Own it. Definitely one that I want to continue to see just succeed. So, thoughts on Lilly Finance? Yeah, I mean, hey, the launch did not go very, very well. I do own Lilly. I bought some Lilly at launch. I've done well with that one, and I think it's cool. I follow their Twitter feed. I mean, I think it's great to see that they're executing. They're doing everything that they said they would do, and I love that. And that at the end of the day, sitting where I'm sitting, what I care about is a project, be it Lilly or Terrarium or Shiba Inu or whoever it may be. Deliver on what it is you say you're going to do. Right? If you're going to do A, B, C, deliver on it. That's what I care about, because I care about that for you guys, right? I care about for us, I care about us, for us in the community. And that's what I'm seeing that Lilly is delivering. So, so there you go. All right. So a few more questions, then I got to bounce, guys. So many Inus, don't you think Shiba Inu should change their name? No, because Shiba Inu actually was the first Inu, by the way, if you didn't know that. They came out with that, and then everybody else followed suit. I think the Inus are kind of running their course, meaning like the new projects, not a lot of them are being named Inu per se. So there we go. There we go. What is this? Zach Bryan. Hey, Austin's live. I know. I don't do it as much. I'm going to start doing it more, by the way. I'm going to be on vacation next week. And then after next week, I'm going to try to start doing it Monday through Friday in the mornings, kind of like Zach's doing. And frankly, cards on the table, the reason I'm doing it is I think I can, I think these live streams offer value. You guys can ask me questions and things like that. So it's something that I want to start doing more. Baby Doge. Hey, again, Baby Doge, great project's been around. It stood the test of time, Rich. And one of those things where, I love the charitable aspect, what they're doing. And I don't own any Baby Doge, but they've got a, massive army behind them, holders. And I just would love to see them continue to execute, get bigger and things of that nature. Wow, watching me from Kurdistan. I don't even know what to do with that. So I can't say your name. I'm not gonna do your name wrong. So, but thank you. That's still kind of crazy to me that people worldwide watch me. That's like odd. So anyway, I'm just a guy making videos in my house here in the Dallas area. So there you go. Okay, a couple more comments and then I got to go. Got to bounce out. Let's see. Thank you, Raymond. Appreciate you, man. I'm a fan of the Terra ecosystem. Period. End of story. Ship is the Shib Toro's over delivering. I agree. Fantastic crew behind it, by the way. When the bull market starts, I think today. Now, is it going to be sustained? I mean, as the bull market can continue. So, here's what I would tell you. And trying to kind of educate you guys and help you guys along the way. Always look outside of just your one token or whatever it is. You got to look at you got to go macro. You got to go bigger. So things that I look at every single day, I look at Yahoo Finance every single day. I look at CNBC. I'm looking at those in the context of what's the stock market's doing, the equity market's looking at what the news. I'm really obviously paying attention to the Russia-Ukraine war. But in that context, I've been looking at oil, what's going to happen there. I mean, oil costs are going up. They are, period. We all know that. I mean, fuel prices are going to go up. By the way, because fuel is going to go up, everything's going to start going up. Okay. Food, trip to the grocery store is going to start. It's going to start rippling because fuel has risen so much. Now, my hope is that we will start to make changes in the lines of, starting to use starting to ramp up production of crude oil, like for example here in the States, and crude oil in your respective country, if y'all have the ability to do that, to minimize this short-term rise in the price of oil, right? And that's what I would love to see. Peter, I keep saying, oh, here we go. Peter, there you go. If it hits 1 cent, does everyone cash out? Does SHIB crash? No, of course not. 1 cent is kind of like the holy grail for Shiba Inu, right? And I think that's a 3 or 4 year play out. But no, when it hits 1 cent, it doesn't mean the project dies that day. And you'll see people take profits along the way, right? People will. So no, I wouldn't worry about that. That's you're good. Okay. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna answer a few more questions. I'm a fan of Phantom. Have been for a long time, and I'm definitely a fan. I do not hold any H bar, Mark. I have never owned H bar. I like the project, and I know it was hot back in the day, you know, a while ago, and I'm a fan of it. I just don't hold it, and quite frankly, I haven't had the bandwidth to really dig into it. But I hear good things. I hear good things about HBAR. All right, so guys, I'm going to wrap up with that. As always, I want to tell you that I genuinely, truly appreciate you guys. So a couple things are happening in my world. Let me go back. I need to show you one thing real quickly. So let me go here. And then go here. Okay, so it's not reflective. Hold on, let me get rid of this. It's not reflected on this page right now. This is my Patreon page. So if you've heard me talk about my Patreon, bear with me. This is new. Okay, so I'm making a change to my patron deal. So basically, what I'm doing, and Zach's doing the same thing because we're going to be partnering on this, is that we are creating a newsletter. Okay. So we're going to create a newsletter, and I'm still trying to decide if it's going to be a weekly, whatever, but we're going to create and deliver a newsletter to our patrons. And in that newsletter is going to be a whole bunch of different types of content. It'll be, crypto picks. There'll be a lot of different sections. And the value there is that we're looking forward to try to make it more of a consistent delivery of content and value to our patrons. Okay. And so this is something that I'm putting into play in the next couple of weeks. So if you're interested in this, you can join now and get access to it. And I'm going to tell you, full disclosure, the first time I've talked about it publicly is that when my newsletter does go live, I'm going to raise the price of my Patreon. And I haven't raised my price in my Patreon group in a year. So I'm going to raise the price to probably $29. It's going to go up. So if you've been thinking about getting into joining my Patreon, or frankly, Zach's, because Zach's going to raise his price too, then now's the time. If what I just said is something that you care about. If you don't, then cool. But I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Okay. So links are in the description below. If you're interested in that, just FYI. All right. So that's what I got for you there. Okay. So as always, truly guys, I want to tell you, I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. I see somebody asking what wallet do I use? I use MetaMask. And so MetaMask is the one that I've used forever and I love it. But I've heard great things about about Trust Wallet, things of that nature. So guys, in general, truly thank you for your support. I'm going to start doing more live streams when I get back from spring break trip. That's next week for me after I get back from that, and I'll be here. But I will do a couple of more live streams probably before I leave for that. I've got an AMA tomorrow, Thursday at I want to say 11 o'clock Dallas time with Mandox. So that's a fantastic project. So I got an AMA with them, and I'm in the process of putting together an AMA with Stephen Cooper from Bigger Entertainment to talk about Shiba Inu burns and things of that nature. So I got a lot of stuff coming for you, and talking with Terrarium about doing some videos for them. We're talking to ShibToro about doing some videos for them. So a lot of cool stuff coming in the future. As always, truly, genuinely, I appreciate you. Have a good one. Go make some money. I'll see you later. See you.